A judge is authorizing another review of Georgia's 2020 presidential election results. He's ordering all 147,000 absentee ballots to be unsealed from Fulton County. That's home to Atlanta. President Biden won Fulton County by a nearly 3-to-1 margin. It helped him flip the state from Republicans for the first time since 1992. All of Georgia's votes have already been counted 3 times, including the largest hand recount in U.S. history. Unlike those recounts, this review has no ability to change the election results. Tia Mitchell joins me now. She is a Washington correspondent for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Hi there, Tia. Thanks very much for being with us. So who is bringing this lawsuit, and what are they trying to prove?
Well, the lawsuit is brought to the state by several residents of Georgia, but the main one is a guy named Favorito, and he basically describes himself as an election watchdog. And what they say they want to do with this review of ballots is to prove that there was fraud or mismanagement of the election, even though, state officials and other watchdog groups have said, the ballots have already been counted fully once, and then there was a separate audit that found no evidence of mismanagement, and they've reviewed video, found no evidence. This group believes that by reviewing the ballots one more time, they could find evidence of fraud.
Well, this case argues that members of the Fulton County Election Board somehow violated state laws. What legal consequences could those board members face?
I mean, if violations are found, of course, there are consequences for, tampering with an election. And of course, just the normal consequences of people not doing their job. So the consequences would be widespread if allegations that this group has made are true. They've alleged that, for example, perhaps ballots were counted more than once, or that certain ballots were photocopied so that they could be counted many times. Again, there's no evidence of that, and previous audits have not borne that out. But if that is proven in this latest review, there would be widespread consequences you would expect.
Well, the plaintiffs in this lawsuit wanted the state to hand over ballots to a private company, not unlike the messy process we're seeing play out in Arizona right now. But the judge denied that request. So how will this work instead?
We don't yet know the details of how this will work. That's still being figured out. But in general, what the judge has said is that the ballots will remain in the possession of the Fulton County Superior Court. So government officials will have possession of the ballots. What could happen is that the ballots get scanned so that there are high resolution images of each ballot that then can be reviewed by this group that's asked for the review. But again, the details themselves of how this review will be done are still being worked out. But we know, as you noted, the ballots will not leave the hands of government officials.
Well, Georgia's Republican Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger had previously argued in court that it would be illegal to unseal paper ballots. But now he's saying it, quote, provides another layer of transparency and citizen engagement. So why the change?
Yeah, Secretary Raffensperger, his attorneys kind of made the change once it became apparent that this review was going forward. So initially, they had to respond to the lawsuit, and, they're the defense, and they put in documents that said it would not be legal and that there's no justification for letting an outside group, count or review ballots. But once the judge indicated he was going to let the review go forward, that's when Secretary Raffensperger, who, as we know, is running again and is going to face opposition from a big pro-Trump supporter in U.S. Rep. Jody Hice. So now Secretary Raffensperger is saying that, he wants transparency. People who have concerns about the election process should be allowed to kind of check things out and review things so that they can feel confident that the election was secure and accurate.
All right, Tia Mitchell for us. Tia, thank you very much.